What if I told you that you could never sleep again? Not tired, just awake. Forever. At first it sounds amazing. Think of all the extra hours you would get. But here is the part that got me. Sleep is not optional. Going without it does not just make you tired, it kills you. There is even a real disease that does exactly this. We will get to it. First, let's walk through what actually happens. Hour 1, you feel completely fine, maybe even a little proud of yourself. But by around 24 hours, your focus starts slipping and you get irritable. Here is something wild. After one day awake, your brain works about as well as if you were legally drunk. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter? That heavy fog's your brain asking for maintenance. Push to 36 hours, and your balance and coordination start to wobble. Your mood swings hard. Then something strange begins. Tiny lapses called microsleeps. Your brain takes sleep without asking, just a few seconds at a time, and you cannot stop it. Now imagine that happening behind the wheel of a car. This is genuinely dangerous. By now your emotions are all over the place. People laugh, then snap, then well up over almost nothing. By 48 hours your memory is shredded, and your decisions get really bad. Around 72 hours, the urge to sleep becomes overpowering, and reality starts to bend. People start to hallucinate, seeing and hearing things that simply are not there. It often starts small, a shadow that seems to move, a voice that calls your name when no one is there. Your exhausted brain begins inventing a world. The line between awake and dreaming quietly blurs. Honestly, this is the point where reading about it got genuinely unsettling for me. So how long can a person actually stay awake? Meet Randy Gardner. Back in 1964, as a school science project, he stayed awake for 11 straight days. That is 264 hours. By the end, his speech was slurred. He could barely hold a pencil, and he was drifting in and out of reality. The good news is he survived and recovered after finally sleeping. But please do not treat that as a safe target. He was wrecked, and we still do not know the true limit. Now here is the one that really stays with you. It is called fatal familial insomnia. It is a rare inherited disease that slowly steals a person's ability to sleep at all. There is no cure. Over months, sleep just fades away and stops completely. And eventually it is fatal. The lack of sleep itself is what ends the person's life. That was the fact that made me put my phone down and just sit for a second. And it is not just us. Rats kept fully awake die within 2 to 3 weeks. Sleep is load-bearing. To understand why losing sleep is so deadly, you first need to know what sleep actually is, because it is not just one thing. Sleep is not a flat switch from on to off. All night long you move through stages again and again. Every 90 minutes or so, you ride one full cycle through those stages. First comes light sleep, where you drift down and are still easy to wake. Then deep sleep. Your body goes completely still, and your brain waves slow right down. This is the heavy repair shift. And then something strange. REM sleep, where your eyes flick around and your brain lights up almost like you are awake. REM is where most vivid dreaming happens. Your brain is wildly active during this stage. But your body is gently held still so you cannot act it out. Here is the wild part. You ride through all of this 4 or 5 times a night, and you never even notice. Which brings us to the real question. Why is sleep so important that going without it can end you? Here is the strange part. We are not completely sure. We spend about a third of our entire lives asleep. A third. And science is still arguing about why. Theory 1. Sleep saves energy by dialing your body down during the dark, unproductive hours. Theory 2. Sleep is when your body quietly repairs itself. Theory 3. Sleep is when your brain takes out the trash. We will come back to this one, because it is wild. Theory 4. Sleep organises your memories and files away what you learned. The likely answer? Sleep is probably doing all of these at once. Think about that for a second. Let's zoom in on the cleaning one, because it honestly sounds like science fiction. Scientists only discovered it in 2012. They call it the glymphatic system. During deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink a little. That opens up channels for fluid to flow through. That fluid flushes out waste, including the very proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. So in a very real way, your brain power washes itself every single night. Skip sleep and the trash piles up. And remember REM sleep? That is when your brain replays the day and saves it. That is part of what dreams really are. Sleep is also when your immune system does its best fighting. Skimp on it, and you catch every cold going around. Over the long run, poor sleep raises your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and a lot more. Now, here is the part that actually applies to you tonight. You do not need to go 11 days to feel any of this. Most of us are walking around with a quiet sleep debt right now, a little less than we need, every single night. And it adds up. A week of 6-hour nights can leave you as impaired as a full night with no sleep at all. You might be thinking, but I do just fine on 4 hours. Here is the honest truth. Almost nobody actually does. The tiny handful of people who truly need less sleep have a rare gene. For everyone else, you are just used to being tired. Adults need around 7 to 9 hours, not as a luxury, as a basic requirement for your body to keep working. So what if humans never slept? We would fall apart fast, and then we simply would not survive. Sleep is not the opposite of being productive. It is the maintenance that makes everything else possible. So tonight, when you finally lie down, remember, your brain is about to clock in for its most important shift. If your brain feels slightly fuller than before, subscribe. We do this regularly.